The following is transcribed.
Welcome to Condensed Bat-Supe. Now with 66% fewer superheroes than our regular podcast, which makes Condensed Bat-Supe even less nutritious, but still just as delicious. We're featuring episodes of the adventures of Superman without the caped crusaders. Tie on your capes for lots of quick changes, plenty of investigative reporting, and broken continuity galore. In this edition of Condensed Bat-Supe, we're bringing you the next two chapters of the Hate Mongers Organization, part of a broader series of adventures known as the Unity House Stories. We should let you know that, unfortunately, chapters 5 and 6 are lost, and no amount of detective work was able to find any trace of their whereabouts. We even tried milk cartons. So we're forging ahead with Chapter 7 as originally broadcast on April 24th, 1946.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents The Adventures of Superman. Today, Superman, in his guise of Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter, puts into action the first part of his daring plan to end the forces of intolerance.
Hello there, gang. This is your pal, Dan McCullough. Say, I hear there's plenty of friendly competition among you fellows and girls nowadays to see who can collect the most different comic buttons from that brand new second series Kellogg's Pep is putting out. Isn't it swell fun trading duplicates that you get and adding to your collection? And don't these new comic buttons look keen, pinned on your jacket or dress or cap? The colors are so bright and gleaming, and the pictures of your comic strip favorites show up like anything against the white enamel background. Like the little king with his golden pointed crown and ermine-trimmed robe and his handlebar mustache. Boy, you'll get a chuckle out of that button. And Uncle Willie in his checkerboard suit and red tie with his big black cigar in his mouth. And Superman himself with his bright blue jersey and red Superman insignia. Believe me, every single one of these 18 different buttons is really on the beam. You'll want to collect them all. And you can, too, sure, because they're easy to get. You don't send in any money, not even a box top, and you can't buy them anywhere. You just ask Mom to get you a good supply of Kellogg's Pep and look for your exciting prize inside every package. It's a prize for you from P.E.P. Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, made by Kellogg's of Battle Creek.
Now, The Adventures of Superman. Forced to explain how he managed to travel 1,000 miles from Metropolis to Chicago in less than an hour, Clark Kent, who as we know is Superman, admitted to Perry White, Lois Lane, and Jimmy Olsen that he had a close personal contact with the Man of Steel. To prove it, he offered to produce him in Perry White's office in half a minute. Hurrying to the storeroom, he stripped off Kent's business suit, made his appearance as Superman, flew Lois Lane high over the city, and then, returning her to Editor White's office, seemingly departed. What he did, of course, was re-enter the window of the storeroom to once more assume the guise of Clark Kent. Lois, strangely suspicious, immediately went in search of Kent. Learning from Beanie, the Daily Planet office boy, that Kent had gone into the storeroom, she made a beeline for the door, behind which Superman, chuckling to himself, is just stepping into Kent's trousers. Suddenly, he looks up, and his X-ray vision pierces the door.
Great Scott, Lois, heading for the storeroom.
What'll I do?
Can't get these clothes on fast enough. Have to take them with me. Finish on the roof. Up to the window. Oh, wait a minute. My tie. And my glasses. There. That's everything, I hope. Out and away!
Clark? Clark? Are you in here? I was sure I heard a voice just before I opened that door. Beanie? Come here a minute, will you? I don't understand this.
Something I can do for you, Miss
Beanie,
Lane?
are you sure you saw Clark Kent come in here?
Yes, it is, Miss Lane. He came out of Mr. White's office, and he seemed like it was in an awful hurry. Ain't he in there now?
No, he isn't.
Oh, that's funny. Who opened the window?
I don't know.
Shouldn't be open. All the papers will fly around.
Beanie, is this the only door to the storeroom?
Yes, ma'am, the only one.
And you're positive you saw Mr. Kent come in here?
Gosh, I thought I did, but there he is, Miss Lane, stepping out of the elevator.
Hi, Lois.
I must have been wrong, Miss Lane.
Hi, Beanie.
Hi, Mr. Kent.
Well, Lois, did I win or lose?
Win or lose what?
Did Superman show up?
Superman show up here?
In Mr. White's office, Beanie. Did he, Lois?
Jeepers.
You know very well he did.
Then I won. Come on, let's get that $10,000 check from the chief.
Just a minute, Clark.
What?
Where were you when Superman arrived?
Where was I?
You heard me.
Why, I was contacting him.
Beanie says he saw you go into the storeroom.
I said I thought I saw him, Miss Lane.
You said you were positive, Beanie.
I must have been wrong.
No, Beanie, you were right. I did go into the storeroom, but I came right out again.
I kind of thought I saw you.
Sure.
Where did you go after leaving the storeroom?
Now, look, what is this, a third degree?
There's something fishy going on, Clark Kent, and you're mixed up in it.
I think we're wanted, Lois. Jimmy spotted us.
Lois, yes, come in here.
Oh, me, the master's voice. Let's go. How do you want the check made out, Kent? Make it out to the Unity House Building Fund.
Yes, Mr. White.
Miss Backrack, tell Darwin to draw a check for $10,000 to the Unity House Building Fund.
Unity Hose.
No, not hose, house.
House.
House. Unity House.
Oh, the Unity House Building Fund.
That's right.
Thanks, Chief. You've done a great thing.
And so did you, producing Superman in 30 seconds. How'd you manage it, Kent?
Do you expect him to tell us?
I'm afraid Lois is right, Chief. I can't tell you. How long did it actually take from the time I left this office, Jim?
Exactly 27 seconds.
Hey, not bad.
No, not bad at all.
Well, it's all over now, so let's forget it. We've got work to do.
You can say that again. With young Danny O'Neill out of danger, the stage is all set.
You spoke to Henderson?
Yes, I did, Chief, last night at police headquarters. He agreed to play ball with us. I also explained the situation to Jimmy.
Now, you're not going ahead with that fool plan to use Jimmy as a decoy, are you?
Don't raise your voice, Lois. We're not deaf.
Pot calling the kettle black.
What was that?
Skip it. No, we're not using Jimmy as a decoy, Lois.
You said you were going to try to get him into that little hoodlums gang. What was his name?
Muggs.
Yes, that's right, Muggs.
Well, Jim won't be a decoy, Lois. He'll be a spy.
Well, that's worse, Clark.
We'll start from the beginning, Kent. Let's get this straight.
All right, here it is. A month or so ago, a committee was organized to raise money to build a gymnasium and playground for the boys and girls of the neighborhood. You know who's on the committee, Father Sheehan, Rabbi Stone, the Reverend Dr. Lee.
Yes, we know. Now skip the names, Kent.
Okay. Well, soon after the committee was formed, the members began to get threatening letters. They were all warned to give up the attempt to build Unity House. Then the window of Hoffman's drugstore was broken and a fire was set. The following night, Danny O'Neill, who had identified one of the two boys who set the fire, was severely beaten.
You're just repeating things we know.
Well, the chief said to start at the beginning.
All
Lois.
right. Go ahead, Kent.
Well, I've talked with Father Sheehan, Rabbi Stone, and Inspector Henderson. We're all convinced this is an organized attempt to stir up hatred among people of different races and religions in Metropolis.
And that's what the building's for.
Right, Jim. The purpose of this is to prove to the neighborhood kids that they can get along with one another, even though they may go to different churches. And whoever's behind the attempt to stop it doesn't want that proved.
I still say the only thing to do is arrest the boys who started the fire and make them talk.
You know what will happen if we do?
What?
The higher-ups, the people behind Muggs, will run for cover. They'll hide out till this blows over. Well, Father Sheehan hit the nail on the head. He said like rats, they'll scurry for the sewer.
No, but what I
that's
mean...
no way, Lois. Even Henderson agrees we've got to play it smart. We've got to get to the top through the bottom, through Muggs and his gang. And the only one who can do that for us is Jim here.
Well, Jimmy, how do you feel about it?
Well, I think Mr. Kent's right.
You willing to tackle it?
Oh, sure. Sure I am.
I think it's disgraceful sending a child into a nest of gangsters.
Well, A, Jim isn't a child, and B, he'll be carefully watched.
Who's going to watch him? You?
No, Miss Lane. Superman.
Well, Clark, it's your party. Far be it from me to interfere.
That's okay with me.
Are you sure there's no danger, Kent?
Of course there's danger, Chief. Plenty of it. Anything might happen.
Well, I'm not afraid.
Wait a minute. Does Jim's mother know about this?
I'll take care of that, Lois.
Well, what's your plan, Kent?
Well, early this evening, we're going to dress Jim up in an old suit. You brought one down, didn't you, Jim?
Uh-huh, and old shoes, too.
Good boy. You see, we know the pool room where Muggs and his gang hang out. It's at 6th and Walnut. With Jim disguised as a young tough, he'll wander into the pool room and try to strike up an acquaintance with Muggs.
And then what?
Well, then it'll be up to Jim. If he plays his cards right, he may be able to join up with the gang. If he joins up, then we have a direct line to whoever's behind this hate campaign. And once we learn who they are, I'll step in.
You?
Well, I mean Superman.
Well, then say what you mean. Now stop talking as though you were
Lois.
Superman. I've
Cut it
never
out.
heard anything like the way...
You know, Jimmy, what you may be letting yourself in for.
Yeah, I know. But if it'll keep kids like Danny O'Neill from getting hurt, it's okay.
I hope it'll do more than that, Jim. What we're trying to do is cut out something rotten in this city, something that spreads like wildfire unless you kill it at its source. Something called intolerance. I've suffered doing it, Jim, but believe me, it'll be worth it. Are you still game?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Tonight at 6, we'll strike the first blow.
We'll return in a moment for the tense climax of today's episode.
You know, gang, we've got a new kid in our neighborhood, and here's what he said to Rusty the other day. He said, comic buttons? Comic buttons? That's all I hear. What is this new game the kids are playing? Well, Rusty soon set him straight. He told him how all the fellows and girls are collecting a brand new second series of 18 different comic buttons from packages of Kellogg's Pep. Told him how smart-looking these buttons are, too. Each one with a picture of a famous funny paper character done up in full comic strip colors, like Maggie and Jiggs and Andy Gump and Superman, of course. Then Rusty showed him his collection. You know, he has them pinned on his jacket. And then when the new kid asked how much these comic buttons of the new second series cost, well, Rusty really went to town. You don't send in a single penny, he said, not even a box stop. And you can't buy them anywhere. They're the swell prizes we get in packages of Kellogg's Pep. And that's the only way you can get them, too, gang. So you'll want to eat lots of that super delicious whole wheat flake cereal. Inside every package, you'll find a bright-colored, snappy-looking comic button. So ask Mom to get you lots of P-E-P, Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, made by Kellogg, the greatest name in cereals.
It is 5 minutes to 6. Driving Perry White's car, Clark Kent approaches the corner of 6th and Walnut, where the pool room hangout of Muggs and his gang is located. Pulling over to the curb, he stops the car and turns off the ignition. Seated beside him, Jimmy Olsen, dressed in an old, somewhat ragged suit, wearing a cap, licks his lips nervously.
Well, this is it, I guess.
Yes, Jim. This is it. Sure that's the right pool room?
Yeah, that's the one.
All right. Let's check everything once more, just to make sure. The most important thing is my phone number.
Metropolis 4320.
Right. It's 6 o'clock now. I'll expect to hear from you before 10. Either you'll call or show up at my apartment, right?
Right.
I've already spoken to your mother, and she knows you won't be home for a few days.
Okay. What else?
Well, let's see, Jim. If you get to Muggs tonight, go easy, see? Don't rush it. If you can't make contact with him, well, just find out all you can about him.
Well, how about my name? Are you sure it's safe to use my right name?
Oh, sure. Perfectly safe. They don't know you, and you just get mixed up using a phony name. Say, wait a minute. You haven't any identification on you, have you? Reporter's card or anything else?
Oh, no. I left my wallet in the office. I've just got the $30 you gave me.
Good boy. Now, spread that money around. Play big shot with it, you know. And don't forget, you're supposed to be a tough guy.
Yeah, okay, bud. I'll be plenty tough.
That's fine. Well, I guess it covers everything. You can still pull out if you want to, Jim.
Well, not a chance.
Good boy. I'll be at home waiting for your call.
Right. Well, I'll...
Wait, Jim. One more thing.
What?
I don't want you to be nervous or worried. In case anything unforeseen happens, that is, in case you get into trouble, remember, we always have Superman on our side.
I hope we won't need him.
Well, I hope not, too, but if we do, he'll be there. So long, Jim.
So long, Mr. Kent.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Stepping out of the car, young Jimmy Olsen hitches up his trousers, tugs at the peak of his cap, and heads for the pool room on the opposite corner. No one, not even Superman with all his amazing powers, can guess what Jim is walking into. The breeders of hate and prejudice stop at nothing, not even murder. So be sure to listen tomorrow, same time, same station, when Jimmy takes his first dangerous step in the plan to force the rats out of their dark holes. Don't miss tomorrow's exciting episode entitled The Trap.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, it's the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you at the same time, Monday through Friday, by Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal. You know, it wouldn't surprise me, fellers, if your dog sometimes wishes he were you. Then he could tell Mother what he likes to eat. And it wouldn't surprise me if he'd ask for Kellogg's Grow Pup dog food quick. Why, it beats all how many dogs beg for it. Grow-Pup has such a swell, meaty flavor, and there are 3 different kinds. There's Grow-Pup Ribbon, Grow-Pup Meal, and Grow-Pup Pellets. They're all mighty tasty and mighty good for your dog. Help give him lots of muscle and strong bones and teeth. Remind Mother, next time she's marketing, to ask for Kellogg's Grow-Pup. And be sure to be with us tomorrow for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
And now, faster than a speeding bullet, Condensed Bat-Supe proudly presents Chapter 8 of the Hate Mongers Organization storyline. The episode titled The Trap, which was originally broadcast on April 25th, 1946.
Faster than a speeding bullet. More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman.
Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P, Pep. Kellogg's Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, presents
The Adventures of Superman. Today, Superman's plan to ferret out the leaders behind the campaign of hatred and intolerance meets with its first setback and places the life of Jim Olsen in jeopardy.
Say, Rusty, now that my cousin Doris has come over to see us, just what are we going to do to entertain her?
Dan, let's have a quiz game.
What kind of a quiz, Rusty?
Well, Doris, how about a quiz on that brand new second series of comic buttons the kids are all collecting from packages of Kellogg's Pep? How's that?
Oh, that's swell.
Well, you ask the questions, Dan, and we'll see who can answer first.
Okay, Rusty. Let's see now. Who's a tough-looking guy wearing a sailor's cap?
Oh, Popeye, I just got that one today.
Okay, chalk one up for Rusty. Now, who has black hair, pulled back tight in a knot, and a long nose?
Oh, I know that one. It's Olive Oil.
Right, Doris. Now let's see who can name the most of the other funny paper characters in this new second series. Doris, you take the first turn.
Well, there's Maggie and Jiggs and Andy Gump, Hans and Fritz and Lord Plushbottom
and the little king, Uncle Willie, Emmy, Rip Winkle, Pop Jenks. And hey, you left out Superman.
Oh, Superman, of course, Rusty. We couldn't leave him out. And what a kick you'll get out of that one, gang. And all the rest of the 18 different buttons in this new second series. The pictures of your favorite funny sheet characters are done up in brilliant red and yellow and blue and black. And so they show up like anything. And it's no end of fun swapping duplicates with your friends and wearing all your pet comic buttons pinned on your jacket or dress or cap. And you know, the best part is you don't have to send in any money, not even a box stop. You can't buy these comic buttons anywhere. They come only as thrilling prizes in packages of Kellogg's Pep. So ask Mom to get you some P-E-P Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, made by Kellogg's of Battle Creek.
And now, The Adventures of Superman. In an effort to learn who is responsible for what seems to be an organized attempt to create ill feeling among people of different races and religions in the city of Metropolis, Clark Kent, who, as we know, is Superman, devised a plan of action. Although both Kent and Police Inspector Henderson are aware that the 2 acts of violence already committed, the fire in Hoffman's drugstore and the brutal, almost murderous attack on young Danny O'Neill, jeered by a juvenile gang leader known as Muggs, they are certain that Muggs is only a tool, a cat's paw, taking orders from someone higher up. The plan, then, is to get to the higher-ups through Muggs, and Jimmy Olsen has been given that dangerous assignment. In yesterday's episode, as you remember, Jimmy, dressed in old clothes and wearing a soiled cap, looking and sounding like a tough young hoodlum, started for the pool room hangout of Muggs and his gang. As we join him now, he has just stepped inside. The long, narrow room on the second floor of a frame building over a restaurant is heavy with the odor of stale tobacco smoke and unclean bodies. Closing the door behind him, Jimmy saunters over to one of the pool tables where a thin, hollow-cheeked boy is about to make a shot.
Number 6 in a side pocket.
2 bets you don't make it.
I got a bet, sucker. Hey, I'm clean as a whistle. Okay, Lefty, 2 bits. Get it up.
Go on, I was kidding.
Get it up.
Okay, here.
That was a nice shot, Bud.
Huh?
Nice shot.
Yeah, not bad. Now watch me sink that 10 ball. Any dough on this, Lefty?
Go on, shoot.
Okay. 10 in the end pocket.
Ah, you missed it.
This cue's got a cockeyed tip.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so I missed one. Let's see how many you dropped. Wise guy.
Yeah, you didn't do so bad.
Watch him. Takes a year to make a shot.
Yeah. You seen Muggs around?
Who?
Muggs.
I seen him come in about half an hour ago. Hey, Charlie! You seen Muggs?
He went down at Greeks for halfway there.
He's down at Greeks.
Where's the Greeks?
Yeah, new around here, ain't you?
Oh, yeah, I just blew in from Philadelphia. Guy told me to look Muggs up.
There he is now, just coming in. What do you say, Lefty?
5 in the corner pocket.
Okay, shoot, will you? What's holding you up?
Keep your shirt on. I'm taking my time.
Okay. Hey, Muggs, here's a guy looking for you. How about it, Lefty?
All right.
You looking for me? Oh, yeah, I guess so. My name's Olson, Jim Olson. I just blew in from Philly. Chuck Connors said to look you up.
Who?
Chuck Connors. Said maybe you could tip me off to a couple of things.
Oh, yeah? Who's Chuck Connors?
You mean you don't know him?
No.
How do you like that? I told him I was heading for Metropolis, so he says, look up my pal Muggs. He'll set you straight. And he give me this address.
Yeah?
Boy, will I take a poke out of him next time I see him. You don't know him at all, huh?
I don't know. I meet a lot of guys. Where'd you say you come from?
Philadelphia.
Why'd you come to Metropolis?
I had a little trouble.
Cops?
Yeah.
You got any dough?
Yeah, a little.
How much?
Look, I don't like the idea of standing here and talking. Too many guys around.
You don't have to worry about these guys. How much dough you got?
About $30.
Oh, you wanna join my gang?
What'll it get me?
Protection. And maybe some easy moolah.
Easy what?
Moolah, dough.
Sounds okay.
It'll cost you $25.
What for?
Initiation fee.
But that'll leave me busted. I gotta eat.
You wanna join up? That's what it'll cost you.
How about making it 15?
Nothing doing.
I'll pay you the rest later.
No soap.
How about 20? That'll leave me 10. I got an uncle living here, and maybe I can bunk with him for a while. How about it, Muggs?
Okay, but I'm letting you off easy. Let's have it.
Yeah? 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Okay. Now you're in.
Oh, what do I do?
Nothing. We're laying low for a couple of days. We got into a little trouble.
Cops?
No, I poked the kid I figured was going to rat on us and busted his head.
Jeepers.
He almost cashed in now, so the heat's off. We'll get working again maybe tomorrow.
Oh, where do you hang out?
Mostly here. You say your name's Olson?
Yeah, Jim.
Okay. Where you living?
I guess with my uncle. He's over on 12th Street.
All right. I'm here around this time every day. You come back tomorrow. Maybe something will break. And keep your lip buttoned.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Wait a minute. Hey, Dutch?
Yeah?
Come here.
Shoot.
Come here.
Okay. Hold it, Lefty.
What do you want?
I just took this guy in. His name's Olson.
Glad to know you.
You the guy from Philadelphia?
Yeah, that's right. I asked you where Muggs was.
Look, in case I ain't here, Dutch will tell you what place.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I'll be seeing you. So long.
So long.
What you soaking, Muggs?
20.
How's about a fin? I'm flat.
Here.
Thanks.
Now drop that cue and tail him.
What?
You heard me tail him. I want to know where he goes.
Why?
Because I want to make sure, that's why. Go ahead.
Hello?
Mr. Kent?
Yes, that you, Jim?
Yeah.
Where are you?
In a drugstore, in a phone booth.
Anything wrong?
No, everything's okay. I met him.
Muggs?
Yeah, and I'm in the gang.
Good boy.
He said they were laying low on account of Danny getting beat up.
He actually told you that?
Well, he didn't mention Danny's name. He said he took a couple of socks at a kid and busted his head. When he said it, I wanted to take a sock at him.
Yeah, I know, Jim. I know exactly how you feel, but we've got to play this game their way, in the dark. What else did you learn?
Well, that's all. Except he introduced me to another kid, a kid by the name of Dutch. He said when he wasn't around, Dutch was...
Huh? How old are these boys, Jim?
How old? Oh, I guess maybe 16 or 17. They look older, but that's because they're all pale and sick-looking from hanging around that pool room. Boy, what a place. So full of smoke you can't breathe, and it smells to high heaven.
What's your next move, Jim?
I don't know. That's why I called you. Mugg said to come back tomorrow night. He said something might break.
All right, grab a cab and come over here. Oh, incidentally, did Muggs ask you where you lived?
Yeah. I told him I had an uncle on 12th Street. That's you.
Good.
He swallowed it all right, and... Weeps.
What is it, Jim?
He followed me.
Who followed you? Jim, speak up.
Dutch. He followed me from the pool room.
What?
He was in the next phone booth all the time. He must have heard everything I told you.
Where is he now?
Just leaving the drugstore. He's going back to tell Muggs I'm a phony. Mr. Kent, what'll I do?
What will Jim do? What can he do? We'll return in a moment for the exciting climax of today's episode.
You know, gang, there are 18 different funny paper characters in this brand new second series of comic buttons that now come in packages of Kellogg's Pep. So you'd better get busy right away on your collection. You'll want every single one of them. Uncle Willie and Andy Gump and Superman and all the rest, because they're so doggone smart-looking. Full comic strip colors on a clear white enameled background, so the pictures of your funny paper favorites stand out like anything. Also, because it's no end of fun rounding out your collection and swapping duplicates with your pals and seeing who's collected the most different buttons. And these Pep comic buttons are so easy to get. You don't have to send in a single penny, not even a box stop. Fact is, you can't buy them anywhere. They come only as exciting prizes in packages of Kellogg's Pep. So ask Mom to get you a package or two of Pep tomorrow and look for your prize. That's P-E-P, Pep, the Sunshine Cereal, made by Kellogg, the greatest name in cereals.
Trailed from the pool room by one of Mugg's young lieutenants, Jimmy Olsen found himself trapped when he noticed the boy, known to him as Dutch, step out of the adjoining phone booth and leave the drugstore. There was no question in Jimmy's mind that Dutch had overheard his conversation with Clark Kent and was hurrying back to the pool room to report that he was a spy. As we continue now, Jimmy is still on the wire with Clark Kent.
Mr. Kent, we gotta do something. He's going back to tell Muggs I'm a phony.
Jim, listen to me.
Yeah?
Where are you calling from? Where's the drugstore?
On the corner of 3rd and Market.
All right, hang up and stay in the phone booth. Don't move.
But
Do as I say now. If that boy gets back to the pool room, we're licked.
I know, but how are we gonna stop him?
Don't you worry, I'll stop him. You just sit tight.
How is Clark Kent going to stop Dutch from reaching the pool room without arousing suspicion? The situation is desperate. Right now, the carefully laid plans to trap whoever is behind Muggs and his gang seems to be collapsing like a house of cards. The boy who listened in on Jimmy's conversation with Clark Kent must be stopped. But how? Gang, there's excitement ahead. Excitement and action in Superman's greatest battle, the war against intolerance. So don't miss a single exciting word from now on. Tune in tomorrow, same time, same station, for the thrilling episode entitled The Trap is Sprung.
And remember, for breakfast, it's Kellogg's Pep.
For excitement, the adventures of Superman.
Superman is a copyrighted feature appearing in Superman DC comic magazines and is brought to you Monday through Friday at the same time by Kellogg's, the Sunshine Cereal. Say, your dog's as good as any champ, isn't he? So see that he gets Kellogg's Grow Pup dog food like lots of champion dogs do. Mix Grow Pup in with his table scraps of meat and fat, and it'll give him lots of muscle, help keep him husky and strong. He can take his pick of 3 different kinds of Grow Pup, too. There's Grow Pup Ribbon, Grow Pup Meal, and Grow Pup Pellets. They're all just full of wonderful meaty flavor. Ask your mother to get Grow Pup today. It's good for champs, good for your dog, too. Remember, that's Kellogg's Grow Pup. And be sure to be with us tomorrow for the thrilling adventures of Superman. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
And now, it's a Condensed Bat-Supe Extra Helping. Because sometimes, the most interesting part of a newspaper is the personal ads. This Extra Helping features a Thanksgiving adventure of George Valentine, as we present Cause for Thanksgiving, an episode of Let George Do It, as originally presented on November 20th, 1950.
Personal notice, danger's my stock and trade. If the job's too tough for you to handle, you've got a job for me, George Valentine. Write full details. Standard Oil Company of California, on behalf of independent Chevron gas stations and standard stations throughout the West, invites you to Let George Do It. Cause for Thanksgiving, another adventure of George Valentine. Hello?
Dear Mr. Valentine.
What? Hello?
Quiet. I'm 10 years old.
Lieutenant Reilly, is that you?
Well, it's not Tom Turkey. Listen, my friend.
You sure it's not? What's that 10-year-old stuff? Hey, you've been jumping the gun on the cranberry sauce?
All right. I'll say it straight. I'm phoning on behalf of a little boy 10 years old.
Well, that's better.
No, it's not. It's worse. Said little boy could no more write you a letter than he could hope to choke. I doubt if he can write.
What's the matter?
He can't talk either.
Huh?
You heard me. I said he can't talk. Oh, I don't mean there's anything wrong with him, or maybe there is. I don't know, but... Look, Valentine, get over here, will you, right away to my house?
Well, sure.
But I warn you, friend, this little boy never heard of Thanksgiving. If you're going to help him, you'd better bring your brass knuckles.
Where is he, Lieutenant?
Oh, Mrs. Riley's got him in there trying to coax him to eat. But the only time he'll take a bite is when she's turned her back.
Oh, is he? Where'd you get him?
One of the boys in my department picked him up early this morning at 3 a.m. on the waterfront, the warehouse lane.
Oh, I see. A little on the tough side, huh?
Oh, they all are down there, like a bunch of dirty seagulls and scavengers running loose. We can't even find out who he belongs to.
Maybe nobody. And only 10 years old.
Listen, this sergeant of mine in a squad car nearly runs him down. See, the kid was racing across the empty street, not even looking. Well, Mike gets out to help, naturally. The kid wasn't hurt, but he swung on him. He tried to get away, scared to death, and clawed and scratched. And then Mike realized the kid wasn't talking. Not a sound.
Now, that's the part I don't get. Clear it up, will you, Riley?
Well, Mike couldn't even find out where he lived, so we brought him in. My friends, that boy hasn't spoken one single solitary word since. Hardly a noise out of him. Oh, except maybe to cry a little. Only he stops that when you look at him.
But, Lieutenant, he's probably a mute.
Oh, 2 doctors were out from juvenile hall to look at him. One of them said the kid's faking, but they both agree there's nothing wrong with his vocal cords.
What's the other doctor say?
Psychic shock.
Oh, you mean he can't talk because of something that happened to him?
Well, they're not sure. They say it'll take time to be sure. I've arranged for the hall to take him over to try to find his family, if there is one, to feed him and...
But that takes time, like you say, days, weeks.
Now you get it, pal, and the doc says it'll help him a lot better if we could work fast. Because the most likely thing is that last night he saw something. Was mixed up in something that scared the blue blazes out of him, and he was running away.
A little before 3 a.m. last night, huh? Saw something.
Yeah, but what? Nothing happened down there. Nothing was reported. My department can't just go bursting into a... Huh? Well, hello there, Sonny. Hello. You finally ate something, did you?
Such big eyes. He listens, but he doesn't listen.
Yeah. Come on in here, son. Come on. These are friends of mine, see? Ah, now, wait a minute. Don't jump like that. I'm not going to bite you. Come on in here
Skip it, Riley. What time is it?
Huh?
1:45, George.
Oh, good. Hey, look, kid, how about coming with me? I've got an extra ticket to the big football game. Well, I'll get you to meet Big Mike Miralewski, the All-American. Maybe you can even sit on the bench with the team, huh?
George, he's just more frightened. He's crying.
You see? You can't get him interested in anything.
But a boy in a football game, I think the doctors are...
Oh, it's Thanksgiving. I mean, a kid belongs in somebody's home on Thanksgiving. Well, are you going to just sit there, Valentine?
I know, Softy. I know. We've got work to do and fast. Come on, Brooksy, take the kid's hand. We're going to go straight at this, at the waterfront. Warehouse Lane. Yeah, great place.
Plenty of freighters tied up, but no people.
Ship chandlers. You must have spent some time around there, haven't you, kid? How about the candy store?
You're wasting your time, George. It just seems to get more and more tense.
Yeah. Well, this is where he was picked up, right here.
Oh, relax, honey. Don't just sit there
Running
and look...
from right to left, so he must have come from this way. Okay, let's move on a little. Cobblestones by the empty warehouse, huh?
George, look at him. It's this direction, all right. George, look out for that boy in the street.
He's right on the right side of the street, jerk nose.
Ooh, lovely neighborhood. I wonder if that boy would know anything about our friend here.
Hey, that's an idea. Wait a second. Hey, you, Shorty.
Oh, you want to argue about it? Yeah, jerk nose.
Come here, you.
Hey, let go of me.
Hey, Shorty. Shorty, wait.
George, come here. I'm having an awful time holding.
Oh, look, kid, stop it, will you?
He wants to run, too, George.
Yeah, now easy. That's better. Yeah, he'll get away from us if I try to catch up with that Shorty. Look, Brooksy, look. There's a settlement house over there at Murphy's. You know him. Take the kid over there and wait for me, will you?
Oh, sure, George. Maybe they'll know something about
I
it.
doubt it. 3 a.m. last night. But farther out there on the pier is where it happened, whatever it was. So me, I'm going to take it on foot by myself.
Hey, look out!
All right, Shorty, I got you this time.
Get your paws off, jerk nose.
Cut it out. Now, cut it out. I just want to ask you something. You know that other kid I had back in the car there? You know his name?
I never seen him before. I ain't done nothing.
What's your name?
I don't know. Let go.
You kids running loose out here by the ships last night?
I was up on the moon eating cheese. Let me go.
Oh, brother, great tribe, aren't you? Stick together. Never tell anybody anything. Oh, now, look, kid, I'm not a cop or anything. I just want to find...
Hang on to him. Hang on to him there. Don't let him loose.
Ah.
Jerk nose.
Oh, no, you don't, Shorty. I got you.
Don't let him loose. There we are. Hold him and let me go through his pockets.
Hey, wait a minute there, Skipper. What are you talking
Box
about?
of cigars. Left him out on deck. Stolen.
I didn't steal
He hasn't got anything.
No. He's too big anyway. You're not the one.
Not what? Come on, Shorty, get out of here. You no help.
I told you, jerk nose. Yeah.
Water rats. Same the world all over. All the same. Good cigars, too. First mate, give them to me so I'd let him stay uptown.
Wait a minute, Skipper. Wait a minute. Were you looking for another kid?
No. Yes.
Something stolen last night, you mean, huh? During the night?
Cigars? No, this afternoon, a few minutes ago. Come up like rats open the horses. I tell you, it's awful. Marseille, it was my last port. Same thing, same the world over. Nobody stops them, nobody can stop them. Kids.
Hey, wait a minute, Skipper. This your ship tied up here?
Yeah, leaky old tub full of potatoes. Frenchmen like potatoes.
Uh-huh. Looks about ready to sail. Were you here last night?
What are you peddling? Dope, punch boards, cheap liquor?
No, listen, will you? You have trouble with kids getting aboard, huh?
Characters like you in every port, too. Dock loafers, always got a deal. Sure, I have trouble. That's the customs pier watchman. Nobody can stop them. You see those big rat guards? Right over them like monkeys.
Uh-huh. Did some kids get aboard your ship last night?
No. Now stop pestering me.
Are you sure? Around 3 a.m.?
Fight was on the pier, not the ship.
What fight?
Oh, that's the pier watchman. He's the one spreading the story. Couple of bums, I guess. I don't know. My old deck watch was sound asleep, of course.
You didn't see it.
No, I don't know. Woke me up. I yelled, shut up, out of my porthole, went back to sleep.
Hello there, Skipaway. I'm so glad to catch you.
Huh?
Oh, what now? A sailor comes ashore and
I'm
can't
just going to
even-
take a minute. It's about a woman, you see. Oh, that I see, and so nice. But right now, I want
Get
to...
what I mean? Doc Loaf was all trying to sell something. Now it's telephone numbers. Go on, Baldy, get out of here.
Wait a minute. I've seen this guy before.
Well, it's not mutual. Skip, if you just listen
His name's Salvori, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I've seen him in lineups. Are you around here last night?
I beg your pardon.
Oh, it's a great neighborhood. Salvori, the big operator. Last trip he was here selling raffle tickets for a three-wheeled automobile.
Oh, but Skip, listen.
Thanksgiving, they say. Well, thanks and good night. You pester him. I'm going backwards.
Yeah.
Hey.
Look at that, would you? That what you wanted to see us about, Salvori? That crowd down at the pier?
Something's happening.
No. I got no deal to make.
Come on, let's take a look.
Afternoon, friends.
What's going on?
Don't suppose you have 50 cents or so? See, an old pal of mine, see, he was going to buy me Thanksgiving dinner, you see.
Never mind that. What are those men doing down by the water?
Fishing, sorta. 50 cents is about all it would take, though, you see. Now, this old pal of mine, he would have spent $5, you know, mince pie and the works, you know. Said so last night.
Hey, down there, hey, you!
Now, listen, Buster, did you say last night?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Hey, sailor!
No, it seems to me that... Hey, look out there!
Salvori!
Well, he left in a hurry, didn't he?
Body, Skipper. Got a body.
What?
Just fishing him out. Guy floating with a knife in him.
Guy float... Yeah, with a knife.
Holy smoke.
Yeah, see, that's what I tell you. You see, a pal of mine, he was going to buy me a Thanksgiving dinner, see? Only instead, it looks like he got in a fight about 3 a.m. last night, I figure. Yeah, got murdered, see? So, tell me, how's about the 50 cents?
Now, back to tonight's adventure of George Valentine, a boy 10 years old who's been scared to death, who either can't or won't talk. Well, if your name is George Valentine, you begin to understand the reason when you see the neighborhood in which he was picked up by the police. You understand a good deal more when you see that the body of a man has been fished out of the water off the pier. Yes, now it's certainly a case for Lieutenant Reilly.
Oh, but what a case. They don't get solved around here, my friend. They just happen.
Okay, Riley. Did your boys pick up that bum, the guy who sniffed?
Oh, he won't know anything. Nobody does. The name of the corpse is Lefty Sims.
Well, you seem to know something.
Well, everybody knew him. He's a common thief, that's all. Few big jobs, but nothing to steal down here. He usually worked the city. This wasn't his territory.
Your doc says the time's about right. Been dead since last night, around 3 or 4, maybe. Killed and then tossed in the water. What about the pier watchman?
He covers 5 warehouses. How could he see anything? And everybody off duty for the holiday.
Hey, wait a minute.
Huh?
Riley, what's this stuff?
Where the fight happened? It's a spot of blood, I figure.
No, look closer. Powder. Little pieces of broken glass.
What? Hey, here's some more of it.
Yeah. Oh, Doctor.
Huh? Yeah, Doc, come over here, will you?
Yeah, sure, Lieutenant.
You thinking what I am, Riley?
Yeah.
What is it?
Hey, here, take a look. White powder. And on a pier where boats...
No, it's not.
Huh?
Talking about dope, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
False alarm, huh, Doc? Well, it might explain why there was a fight, what was going on out here.
Something of value. Yes, of course. Smuggling, you think, huh? Peddling, or...
Yes, I'll do the thinking, Doc. You just tell me...
Myosin, perhaps. Something like that. I can run a test.
Myosin.
It's valuable. Didn't I say that? Drug of some kind. Cure people instead of making them sick. Worth a lot more than dope, too. Easier to market.
Yeah, same thing. Only more in the big time.
Did that watchman say there were any kids on the pier last night?
Valentine, I'm trying to get the doc here to talk English.
Did the watchman see any kids?
No.
Okay, so long.
Wish I could help you, Miss Brooks.
It's all right, Mr. Murphy. Come on, Sonny.
The settlement house here is pretty badly undermanned. A cleaning woman will be back tomorrow. She might know something about the boy here. But in this
Well,
neighborhood...
thanks again. Come on, Sonny. Car's parked over this way.
Brooksy!
Well, it's about time
Come on,
you got...
get out of the street, you and the kid.
What?
Never mind any place. Here, duck in the alley.
What?
In this neighborhood, Angel, I don't want to...
Who was that?
I don't know. Packing crates you can't see. He's gone now.
George, what's happened? What's going on?
Simple, Brooksy. Nice, simple case. My guess is the kid here was an eyewitness to murder. It'll be a simple case if he isn't murdered. Oh, kid, please talk. Please tell me, will you? What did you see last night? Look, nobody's gonna hurt you. I won't let him. But you must have seen things like this plenty of times before, kid. I don't mean murder, but you grew up in a tough place. And you're not gonna do anybody any good if you just...
Yes, he just cries. George, I'm taking him home. You can solve your own fancy waterfront murders.
Okay, I'll leave him alone. But which one are you covering for, kid? Only a few men around that pier last night. Which one is that important to you? All right, maybe you've given me the answer at that, without talking.
Says you. You admitted you saw your old pal Lefty, didn't you, before he was murdered?
I tell you.
Come on, Riley, along the deck here.
Now, look, I promised me a nice Thanksgiving dinner, you see, Lefty did, see? Come past walking up to the pier and never come back.
But didn't he say who he was coming out to meet? Didn't he?
Here we are, Riley. Let's go in here. Hey, Skipper, this your cabin?
What? Oh, no, mine's forward a ways. It's all right, the owner's cabin. Nobody ever uses it.
Just want a place to talk.
Already said all I'm going to say.
Come on, you two, Skipper. The name is Stogue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Here's the other one. Bring him in here, Sergeant.
Let go, man. Let go. Mr. Salvori. Now I have to stand rats on my ship, eh?
Picked him up in the neighborhood, Skipper.
That's all for now, Sergeant. What about the kid, Valentine?
Oh, he's all right, Riley. I left him in my car out on the street.
So because my name is Salvori, you think...
You were around here last night, too, weren't you?
Always around. Us dock loafers with deals.
Yeah, but don't try to cover up so much, Skipper.
What? Now, listen, all of you. We can't find anybody else with a chance of being out here last night but you three.
I was on my ship. Talk to this peddler.
I said don't cover so much. Salvori's a friend of yours.
Sure, everybody's a Salvori's friend.
Except the law. Now, look, this is a smuggle case.
A what? Not on my ship. I've never brought it.
Lefty, the man who was killed, knew his way around the city. Salvori, you're the big waterfront middleman. And, Captain, you've got a boat.
See what I mean? Cops, they got brains.
Enough to spot an ideal setup for smuggling. Captain Stogue, you bring it in. Salvori picks it up, gets it through customs, and Lefty fitted in someplace in the city.
I think you're crazy.
Somebody was waiting a little while ago to waylay Miss Brooks and a kid who was an eyewitness.
Brooks?
Skipper, you're too fat to run down an alley like he did. Sure, I heard his steps. Sniffy just shuffles. So tag, Salvori, you're it. Because now I know why you ran the first time when we saw the body. It's what proves you guys work together.
No, I know you're crazy.
Because on the pier earlier, you came up yelling to the skipper something about a woman. Well, the woman must have been Miss Brooks. You'd seen her with a boy. The witness the two of you have been trying to find. Sure, Skipper, you were looking for boys when I first met you, too, weren't you?
My cigars. That's all, my cigars.
Never mind, Salvori. The kid out there is going to give us the whole story, and a lot straighter than you ever would. Because I finally figured out his whole story.
I never been mixed up in no smuggle.
Sure, and never in a fight or used a knife. Why did you do it? Lefty try a double cross on you, too? You're under arrest for murder, Salvori.
Come on, I'll take him out for you, Riley.
Let go.
You take the other two.
But I'm not mixed up in this.
Material witness. and accessory for you, Captain.
No, please, no.
Come on, out the door. Meet you on the pier, Riley. Hey, you, Salvori, wait a second.
Nobody's going to arrest me.
Salvori!
Grab him, you idiot! Hold it!
Come on, there he goes, down the plank.
Yeah, headed farther up on the pier, up toward the warehouse.
Salvori! Do you think the sergeant saw him?
Yeah, sure. He'll get him all right. Well, that was a nice act.
Yeah, good idea. Now, come on. Car's back the other way.
Yeah. Hey, did you notice that empty cabin on the ship?
Yeah.
Grease stains on the pillow? Yeah, empty, huh? I'll bet Salvori's even been traveling with the skipper. Sure, it's a smuggling ring, all right.
Still confused, aren't you, Riley?
Huh?
Oh, it was originally a smuggle, sure. But never mind. You'll never prove anything on this bunch unless you catch him in the act. And, Riley, we're going to do just that.
Well, it's the only car in the street.
Uh-huh.
We're close enough. But it's been 5 minutes already, Valentine. If this hunch of yours is going to pay off, it better start.
Gotta give us time to run the other way, hasn't he?
I don't see how you can...
Oh, no, I didn't expect a gun.
Come on, around the side of the building.
That's my car, Riley. I hope somebody's going to pay for it.
Hold it. There he is.
You're wasting your time, Skipper. The car is empty. You hear me? The kid's uptown. It was a trap, Skipper.
Be careful. He's got the corner of the building there to duck behind.
The only one who'd stick his neck into our trap is the one who did the stabbing, right? The one who has to get rid of the kid, the witness. So we don't even need to ask the kid now, do we?
Look out! I got him.
Lieutenant Reilly's still at the hospital, George. He says he'll get his confession from Captain Stoke, all right?
Keep it down, will you? The kid's in there. I'm trying out a system. We write each other notes. What about the smuggle stuff, those drugs? They searched the ship yet?
Yes, they've already found some drugs hidden, but I don't understand. What did you say, writing notes?
What don't you understand? How the smuggle worked? With a thief, a middleman, and a skipper involved? With drugs that couldn't be sold in this country except through the proper channels? But would sell for a fortune in Europe or on the black market?
Oh, you mean it was to be smuggled out of the country?
Mm-hmm, that's right, Brooksy. And Lefty, the guy who was killed, stole the drugs and delivered them last night. But he got a knife instead of a payoff. And the kid saw it.
George, you mean the boy talked? He's all right?
I guess he will be. See, I was afraid he was, well, maybe the skipper's son or something.
Yeah, I know. That psychic shock, his refusal to talk.
But he's not. He's only known him for a few weeks. Kid didn't even know where he fitted into the plan until a few days ago.
Oh, George, for heaven's sake.
See, he doesn't have any parents, Brooksy. Just a waterfront kid. But not nearly as tough as he acts. What's missing in the smuggle setup? There's customs on the other side, you know. Who gets the goods into the other country, off the ship?
The boy? You mean he was a part of it?
Nobody can stop him all over the world. Up and down like monkeys. Perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you'd been with me, you should have noticed. Empty cabin on the ship with grease stains on a pillow. But Salvori is bald. Yeah, we better buy some shampoo for that kid, by the way.
He was aboard that ship.
Yeah, he saw the captain go ashore to meet Salvori and Lefty. He saw the murder. Then he broke out and got away.
George, let me talk to him. This ridiculous business of writing notes...
Oh, sure, he'll talk now. Just been scared to death, that's all. And all he wanted was to be happy. He was expecting to be happier than he'd ever been before.
George, if you don't stop playing clairvoyant...
Well, the captain's the only one who could have brought the kid. Therefore, made him afraid, made him run ashore. Therefore, Brooksy, the skipper was it. Well, don't you remember how the kid reacted when I asked him to go to a football game? Just puzzled?
George, he is writing.
Sure he is. Gives me more time to look the words up in the dictionary.
Hello, mademoiselle.
Oh!
Sure, Angel. That's why I wouldn't talk before. He wants to stay in this country. Afraid we'd find him out. He's from Marseille. He's French.
Oui, Marseille. Mais j'aime l'Amérique. Et monsieur, il dit que... Hey!
French. Here, give me the pencil. And the dictionary. You think you could stand a turkey dinner, George?
Turkey? We.
You see? One language. I guess it is Thanksgiving, isn't it? And now we got a pilgrim on our hands, Angel. A hungry little pilgrim.
Tonight, earlier in the program, you heard how road tests jibed with laboratory results in the development of new RPM motor oil. You have been taken step by step along the path followed by our scientists in bringing you this new oil years ahead of its time. From the first survey to determine what the ideal motor oil should be, through the ultimate proof in an automobile engine, you've heard the new RPM story firsthand. Now discover it yourself, firsthand. It's sold with a money-back guarantee of satisfaction at standard stations and independent Chevron gas stations, where they say and mean, we take better care of your car. Tonight's adventure of George Valentine has been brought to you by Standard Oil Company of California on behalf of independent Chevron gas stations and standard stations throughout the West. Robert Bailey is starred as George with Virginia Gregg as Brooksy. Let George Do It is written by David Victor and Jackson Gillis and directed by Don Clark. Wally Mayer is Lieutenant Reilly. Alan Reed was heard as Stogue. Dick Ryan as Sniffy. Anthony Barrett as Salvori. Jeffrey Silver as Shorty. And Stephen Chase as the Doctor. The music is composed and presented by Eddie Dunstetter. Your announcer, John Heaston. Listen again next week, same time, same station, to Let George Do It. Your community chest helps care for homeless and neglected children in your own neighborhood. Community Chest Child Care Centers operate year-round. This year, make sure you give enough to your community chest to help all year. This is the Mutual Don Lee Broadcasting System.
Well, that'll wrap up another edition of Condensed Bat-Supe, featuring 2 more parts of the Hate Mongers Organization from The Adventures of Superman. Thanks for listening. Be sure to tell your friends to subscribe to Bat-Supe on their favorite podcatcher. We can also be found on YouTube and Facebook. If you like what you're hearing, you can support Bat-Supe at buymeacoffee.com. Surf into buymeacoffee.com/BATSUPE. And we thank you. We'll see you next time for another exciting edition of Condensed Bat-Supe as we bring you more of our current storyline and another fine Bat-Supe Extra Helping. Until then, up, and away!
Truth is stranger than fiction. And this is the truth. This is Ripley. Believe it or not.
Until the year 1631, the Stern Pilgrims celebrated their Thanksgiving Day by rigorously abstaining from food and drink. In that year at Charlestown, the annual Thanksgiving Fast Day on February 5th was changed to a feast day for the first time to celebrate the long-awaited arrival of a ship which landed with provisions from Ireland. It was not until President Lincoln's time that Thanksgiving Day was generally designated for the last Thursday in November. Believe it or not.